you wonderful people. All right, in this episode or video or whatever, we're going to be talking about vampires. We're going to be talking about vampires. We're also going to be talking about our auras and strengthening our auras and repairing our auras. And all that good stuff. But before we get into that, I do want to address my hair really quick in case you have seen my one of the previous videos I did where I was talking about growing out my gray hair. Obviously, I decided to not continue to do that. It was a very short-lived experience. But let me know if you would like to hear my thoughts and reasoning behind why I decided to not continue to grow out my gray hair at this time. Let me know in the comments, or you can head over to Instagram, CheriseWilliams.xo, and I have an IGTV episode up there of kind of talking about my reasoning and where my thoughts and feelings are as far as growing out my hair at this time. But so I did just want to address that really quick. All right, now let's get into it. So in this video, we're going to be I always say that video. We're going to be talking about vampires. And I'm not talking about the Anne Rice Interview with a Vampire, True Blood vampires. I'm talking about energy vampires or psychic vampires. So we're going to go into a little bit of that, and then I'm going to share the importance of how it's not only important to repel these energy vampires, but that it's also important to repair any damage that these energy vampires have done, while also strengthening our auras and our energy. And I'm going to share with you kind of, I don't know if you want to call it a spell. I guess it's kind of a spell, or just an exercise that I've been doing to help myself in this area. And I'll go into that. So first, let's talk about vampires. Energy vampires or psychic vampires. These are people or spirits, because they can also be spirits as well. But they are folks, individuals, who either knowingly or unknowingly kind of attach themselves to people for their energy. So this could be if somebody's doing this unintentionally. These are people who themselves maybe are going through some stuff. Maybe they're hurting, they're scared. They have some stuff going on, and so they feel like they need to leech on to somebody else to get that energy. So these would be the people that are like constant complainers, the people who when you're hanging out with them, you just feel drained. And that's literally because that individual is draining you of your life force energy to feed themselves. I kind of feel like if you're an introvert, I kind of feel like extroverts are energy vampires to an extent. I mean, really, because as introverts, we hang out with people and we start to feel drained the more we're with people. And that's because our energy is getting absorbed. And extroverts are kind of like taking that energy. So I guess in a way, extroverts are kind of like unintentional energy vampires. Don't come for me if you're an extrovert. And I'm not saying that in a mean way, because that's a lot of the thing. A lot of psychic vampires, energy vampires, they're doing it unintentionally, and they're not doing it maliciously. It's just they feel more energized by absorbing other people's energy. And that's why it's really important to strengthen our auras and repair our auras, which we'll get into. And that's not to say that extroverts can't have a psychic vampire leech onto them and take their energy as well. I'm not saying that at all. But anyway, so a psychic vampire, this is somebody who when you're with them, you feel drained after being with them. There's somebody who's just always complaining. There's somebody who's putting their stuff and their baggage onto you. There's somebody who is looking for other people to fix their problems. Those are usually the unintentional psychic vampires, the ones who aren't even really aware that what they're doing is draining the energy of those around them to feed their own energy. These could be people who really like drama, because the drama feeds that energy of drama, feeds their own personal energy field. And again, these aren't people that are doing this maliciously, but then there are people who intentionally absorb your energy. They know what they're doing, and they intentionally, when they're with you, try to suck up as much of your energy as they can, as much of your essence as they can. And then there are the spirits. There are spirits who, I don't know everything about spirits. Nobody does. I don't care who tries to claim that they do. I mean, we all just make educated guesses. We all kind of have like our own personal experiences, or maybe we've received like divine downloads or something. But like at the end of the day, really, we don't know what happens with spirits and what really goes on in their dimension or their, the other side. But the theory is that spirits, they don't really manifest their own energy. They have to use the energy of the environment around them, or other people in order to, materialize, in order to vocalize, in order to really get around, and to also just really feel maybe better or to feel more alive again. Not really sure why. But these entities will attach themselves to people a lot of the time. And the way that they do this is if you have if your aura isn't as strong as it could be, maybe you have some tears in your energy field, your aura, these entities, and also living people, these psychic vampires, that's kind of how they get in to get your energy, is when your aura is kind of not at optimal functionality. Or you have kind of like some holes and some tears in your energy field. These entities and these psychic vampires, that's kind of how they get in and get your energy. So that's why it's important to not only repel these types of energies, it's also important to make sure that we are strong, rather than always being on the defense, which I kind of feel like that when we're trying to repel, we're on the defense, but being on the offense, I think this is right? I don't know sports. It's important to just be strong and to have that strength. So we don't even necessarily need to worry about the repelling aspect. If we already have the strong energy field around us, we're strong. We feel empowered. So how can we do this? There is a couple ways. Also, really quick before I get into it, I'm going to share with you, again, like I said, I guess you could call it a spell or an exercise, a little ritual I've been doing to repel the psychic vampires, is also repairing my aura and strengthening my aura. And now I just lost my train of thought as to what I was going to say. I guess so we'll just go into it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. This is my little tray of what I've been working on here. So I will show you what all of this is. All right. I personally, when I'm doing like a spell or something, or an exercise that is over like a period of time, or even just once, I love these little trays. I have all different kinds of trays, and I just put all my stuff on here. And actually, well, you can't see my altar, but I'll even set that on my altar. I just feel like it's a nice little working space. Totally off topic. Okay, so the first thing I've been doing, here's the items that I have. I have my athame, which, super fancy athame, right? Which I think I'm going to make a post on this. Your spiritual tools don't have to be super fancy and elaborate. I'll save this for another video, but basically I had this in my life and I was looking for an athame and this one was there and I'm like, oh my god, this feels amazing in my hand. Anyway, so an athame or some type of ritual knife, and you want to, with like any sort of tools like this, you want to consecrate it to make it for spiritual usage, for energetic usage. So obviously this was at one time like a dinner knife, and I have since cleansed it and consecrated it, and this is my athame. This is my spiritual tool. So you'll need something like this, a stick of selenite, and I'll have all of this listed down below, or I'm going to make a blog post of this so you can head to the blog post. I'll have that linked in the video comment here, in the video description, so you can see a list of these. Some black tourmaline, or another grounding stone. You can't see it in here because the wax has, oh, well, there's my herbs and stuff. So I have my candle holder here. And the color of the candle holder doesn't really matter. I guess technically you could use like a black for grounding or protection, or white. That's why I'm using a white candle. I do suggest a white candle or even a black candle. I chose white to symbolize the white energy around my aura. Anyway, so a candle holder, a white or black candle. It doesn't really matter the size of the candle. And in my candle holder here, I don't know if you can see, I have a mixture of a protection herb that I have, or protection herbal blend that I have, which if you're curious for what the recipe is for that, let me know and I can make like an Instagram post or something on it. And then I also have cascarilla, which is ground up eggshells that I've added some essential oils to, some protection essential oils, as well as kind of blessed that. So I have that in here on top of and then the candle's sitting on top of it. Some sage or some other way that you like to cleanse your space. And then vampire spray, literally. I have vampire spray. And this is peppermint essential oil, water, and rosemary. So why those oils? So peppermint essential oil is a repellent. It's not only literally like it repels bugs and stuff. It's awesome. You can put it on cotton balls and put it around your house. You can spray it, in areas where ants and stuff live and spiders or whatever. But it also repels unwanted energy. So it repels the energy of psychic vampires or entities trying to attach themselves to you. If you have this around you, they're kind of repelled by it. You always hear about garlic with vampires. I don't know, maybe that works with like actual legit vampires, but peppermint oil is excellent for psychic vampires. Or even you could hang just dried peppermint around your home or above your doors or something if you want. And then rosemary is a very protective essential oil. It's a very protective herb. And both of these oils are also really good at helping to strengthen your aura and to kind of help repair it as well. So that's what is in this spray. I did about 15 drops of each, rosemary and peppermint. This is, I think, 1 ounce spray bottle, maybe 2 ounce. Just use your intuition. Okay, so what I've been doing is I've only actually done this for a couple days now, but I'm going to do this until this candle burns out. So in the morning, I've been coming over to my sacred space where I have all of this set out, and I've been lighting my candle. And with that flame, I've been lighting some sage, and I cleanse my space. I cleanse my tools that I'm working on, just to get that energy nice and refreshed for the day. And then I leave the candle burning. And then I take my athame, so you'll take your knife, your ritual sword, blade, whatever, and I start from my head and work my way down, and I literally shave off all of the unwanted energy that is no longer serving me, any energy that is not my own. I shave off any unwanted energy, an energy that's not mine, energy that's not of my highest good. I also am cutting any energetic cords, because that's another way that people can take our energy, is when we have these energetic cords attached to other people, that sucks up our energy. That really takes our energy. And so it's important to sever those energetic cords to take our energy back. So I'm also doing that as well. And while I'm literally like going over my aura, over my energy, and shaving it off and cutting, this is what I'm reciting out loud. You can say it in your head as well. And I'm literally, with everything you do, with any sort of magical working or energy working, you really want to put your intent into it. Put all of your energy and your intent into it. You don't want to just mindlessly do this stuff. So while I'm saying these words, I now am severing any energetic ties that are not of my highest good. I am shaving off and releasing any energy that is not of my highest good, any energy that is not mine. I'm saying this, and I'm also literally feeling it. Even like right now, I can feel it. I can feel it coming off. But I start from my head, and I work my way down, and literally just go over, around my body, and work my way down, and shaving off and pushing that energy down. I personally, when I'm doing this, I like to start from my head down and push that energy down, because I feel like it helps to ground that energy, to hopefully maybe transmute it into something different or to release it back into the earth. You may feel the need to go up, whatever works for you. But yeah, so I do that and just go all the way down. I do it behind my back, down my legs, down my feet. And you want to do this all over your entire aura. So I do that, and the entire time I'm saying I am now severing energetic ties that are not of my highest good. I am releasing any energy that is not mine. I'm releasing any energy that is not of my highest good. So you're literally just scraping away. I kind of also envision it as like when you're scraping away like layers of paint, or you're scraping away like gunk off of something. That's kind of how I'm envisioning it as well. Then once that is done, I will usually, just to kind of cleanse it extra, I'll take this and kind of just run it over the flame of the candle. Because remember, this has all those protection herbs and cleansing herbs. So I'll run it through the flame to kind of cleanse it. Then, so that is kind of getting rid of that energy. Then we want to repair our aura, repair our energy field. And selenite is amazing for that. These selenite wands, I love these wands. They're amazing. Selenite is such a cleansing energy. It's such a divine white light energy, and that's what we want to have our aura with. And it also is excellent at repairing any tears and holes. So again, now I'll go. This varies. It depends on the day. Sometimes I feel like I should start at my head and work my way down, and then other times I feel like I should start from my feet and work my way up. Again, follow what feels good to you. But I'll take this, and just like we did with the knife, I go over my aura, and I go over it a bunch too. I don't necessarily just do one quick swipe. I'll go over it a bunch. But this time, instead of envisioning, the gunk being swiped away, I envision myself just being bathed in this beautiful white light. I envision, this beautiful white angelic light repairing any holes, making my energy feel whole and complete. And I'll say these things too, and you can say them in your head as well, but I'll say things like that. Angels, spirit guides, ancestors, help me to repair this energy. My energy is strong. My energy is complete. My energy is solid. My aura is cleansed. My aura is strong. Things like that. And you just, this feels so good. It's just like an energy bath. So I'll do that, and once I'm done with that, then I will take my spray, and you want to shake it up too, and I will just spray myself. And this is just it's like kind of the final thing. This just helps to kind of add a little sparkle onto your aura. At least that's how I feel. It's kind of it's like icing on the cake, or just little glimmers. It just feels so good. Peppermint also is and rosemary. Rosemary is invigorating, I think. Some people get sleepy with rosemary. Sometimes, actually, rosemary makes me sleepy, not that I think about it. If I have too much of it, like in the diffuser. Anyway, not the point. But when I spray that, I just kind of envision now my aura is just like sparkling, and it's just this extra light barrier to repel anything that is trying to make its way into my space. And then once that is all done, I may leave this candle burning for a little bit longer, but generally I'll snuff out the candle. And I'm going to do this every single day until this candle burns all the way through. So you may not want to use a really giant candle if you're going to do the everyday thing. Once this is done, because this is protection, and this is something I want to keep near me. So I probably am going to put this in a little bag and like put it somewhere in my home, or even just put this out in my garden or something, the herbs and any candle residue that's left over, because it is protective. If it's something that you're banishing, you usually don't want to keep that in your home. You want to put that somewhere outside of your home or your property. But again, this is something protective. This is something that I would like to keep around. And then that's it. The black tourmaline is basically just used as to help. You could also use smoky quartz. That's another good one. As just another way to help ground my energy, to center my energy. Black tourmaline is also very protective, and it's also a good repellent. So it just helps to repel any unwanted energies while I'm doing this energy work. And it's just a really good crystal to have around. So that is really it as far as repairing your aura, strengthening your aura, and repelling vampires. I hope that this works for you. If you decide to try it, let me know, and I will talk to all of you guys later. Bye.